Traders, and welcome to another edition of Awesomecallstrading.com. I am your host for the next 15 minutes. I'll get this thing done and wrapped up for you before so we can all enjoy a great Friday. Well, I have to say, um, I did good today. I did good. Um, the chat room rewarded me with 100% on my calls today. And you have to understand, this is really big for me because 100% means exactly that, that everything that I provided to the great chat room, if it was executed per my pre-market ideas on entries and exits, you would have banked huge and made a ton of money, a ton of money. Today's list was just off the hook. And it included, we started with a small cap because I always like to give small cap for my short sellers in the room that want to take size. We did an offering. We did a couple analyst calls. We did potential buyout. We did earnings. We did gap ups on other stocks because of good earnings from Microsoft. We did some news from Boeing. We found a play at GLPG because it was just gapping up. Do you see that? My point is that in Awesome Calls Trading, you get to trade everything. You're not, again, I can't stress enough. You don't want to be in one of these rooms that just simply keep you, you know, simple stupid. And that's how they sell you. Like, hey, just do this and this. You don't need to do all these other things. And the reason why they keep selling that package shit to you is because they don't know how else to trade other things. So rather than say, I'm stupid and I can't trade Boeing, I can't trade ZS, I don't know how to trade an offering, you go, why are you going to go trade that? And my answer to that is, why not? If I can use less money, hey, look, you're making money on sub fees, and that's how you make your living probably. And you have all this money and capital. I don't. I have a certain amount, and I can't take 70 contracts. I can only take three. So you might make 2,500, and I only might make $300 or maybe $50. You see, it's not proportional, you know. And then they brag, look how much money I made. No, it should never be about how much money a mod makes. All like the mod should be is consistent, humble, right? No fucking ego. Be an educator, be a teacher. And when someone's fucking down, pick them up. All right. There's a time and a place, you know, to pat yourself on the back. And in a chat room, it should be patting others. And I take pride in that. I want, whether it's a pro guy that's been with me 3 to 5 years or a newbie coming in. As long as he's making money and he's smiling, I'm doing my job. There's nothing more gratifying than seeing a trader smile because he's green or feeling great about himself and feeling that inner, like, fuck, I'm doing it. God, I just made $100. There's nothing like it in the world in day trading. You know, a lot of people out there want to be the educator, but nobody wants to put in the time and the sweat and the losing and the crying to get to this level. And believe me, if 2 years in the business, there's no fucking way I could have been a teacher. 3 years in the business, forget it. 5 years in the business, no, I'm still losing. Okay. I mean, the market doesn't give a fuck about you. It's going to go its direction with or without you. At some point, you need to adapt and understand what those stars are going to do and what direction they're going to go. And once that starts to happen, that's when it clicks. You start to see the move before it even happens. Today, on our group of trades that we did, I mean, you could have picked anything on our list. Really, realistically, anything. There wasn't really anything bad. So I'll just go over a couple. All right, MTMP. They announced safety humans results in human study. I've been in the business a long time, and in that highlight, it told me that there was really no justification for the stock to be up. Because I understand that, I made it clear to the chat room this is a short to 150 and under, and that's what I called. So, but I wanted to prepare the room because it was a former runner that if it did pop through certain areas, to be careful before shorting it with size. Once we got confirmation it was going to come down, for me, it was just a pure short at that point. And how do we get confirmation? Once the lower lows set in and it doesn't break out, okay, which is okay, so the market opens, ding, 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 ding. right? So I want you to scale in short right here at the 280 mark, I said. If it pops through 3 with volume, like a million buyer, half a mil buyer, we could probably kick it up to 4 and then sell it off. If it doesn't and it fails and it rejects and it breaks through the 270, 260 area, once the lower lows set in, which they did here, here, and here, it was a pure short with size, and now we walk it down to $1.50. We currently, right now, at 12 o'clock, $1.72. And before the end of the day, it will be back at 150. Just like I delivered Kodak to you, just like I delivered Fran to you, just like I delivered this to you, every day I will provide you a little $3 to $4 stock that I can fade with size 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, 1,000 shares with your small cap account, $500. You can make thousands of dollars on trades like this. And I will direct the trade for you. I will tell you this is short covering, this is not buying, this is not a curl, and I will show you step by step where it's going to go and why. The next stock that we did was called Atra. What made this so special was Atra decided to do an offering, and the offering was really it was 6.8 million, and it was up thin because there were a lot of short sellers trying to pound into it to get a nice position. Because why? Because the offering price on this was $15.28. And so what that means is that they're going to take out money of 6.8 million shares worth at 15.28. Well, you're only up on 30, 40,000 shares, if that. So you're going to come down to at least at minimum to the offering price. And because the amount, if this would have been 3 million shares offering, I would have stopped it at 15.50. But because it was double that, and I knew that pre-market and the previous volume wasn't that much, I knew this stock would come to 15 and under, and that was the call. So I wrote it down for everyone to take advantage of, and I made it clear. Atra offering 15. This stock will come all the way back down to $15 a share. Currently, the stock is trading, and you can short it from 17 and take it down to 15, and it's currently trading at 15 right now. See it? Just hit $15. Beautiful trade, beautiful setup. It's just knowing how to read through the stock, being a pro, doing this for 16 years. I mean, it does help. You know? Here's another one. We did Weight Watchers this morning. AJ, I had the best week ever that I've ever had for some time. Thanks for the considered support and education. Well, you bet, Barney. That's what I'm here for, boss. And you've been here a long time, and it's helping you, and it's clicking. I'm telling you, the way this room works is time. The more you're around it, the more consistent you see it, all your bad habits start to go away. And that's why we keep seeing traders like you just blossom. It just takes time because this is a professional day trading room. It's not a place for games or to go hang out in a club or have pizza and a meet up with a drink. This is pure just education. I mean, in all facets of stock trading, not just categorized NVIDIA, Facebook, AMD. You know what I mean? You're learning things that you've never thought you could, and it's starting to become crystal clear. And now you look at you. You can't wait for Monday to come. Weight Watchers. This was gapping up. There's certain tiers on analyst calls. All right. There's a lot of analysts out there. There's thousands of them. And there's certain tiers. Okay. Tiers are categories like this is a tier one, tier two, tier three. Tier ones are obviously like the B of A's and Goldman Sachs and the ones that I have on our list. This upgrade was given from a tier four, tier five firm. I mean, somebody at the bottom of the pit. So that told me that it had no validation for being up. So what I told everyone in the chat room this morning when I saw it gapping up, as you can clearly see, it was gapping up to $27 that closed at 25. And Weight Watchers is a very popular stock, so I made it very clear that this would be a short. So I told everyone in the chat room, take some at 27, add on anything above 27, keep adding. I mean, bet the house. All right, hold on. I'm still recording. Okay. And so it told me that this stock will come back and gap fill. Now I did give it 25.50 because it closed at 25.20, but you want to see how bad the tier 4 firm is, it came all the way down to $24.70. I mean, that should tell you how bad this analyst is. Just there's no value in it. All right. So anyway, it was a great Weight Watchers short for everyone in the chat room. We also did another stock called Chewy, and Chewy was just a magnificent trade this morning. And what made it really nice was yesterday it kind of gapped up, but when you really see through the earnings report, and I did, I really study these things like, I mean, really, I do. Um, and when you study a stock like this, you look at it and you're going, wow, I don't see this justification of going up a point and a half, 2 points off the $32 close. And before I do these webinars, I tend to do what they call a secret sauce meeting with just the traders in the room, and I explain in detail what to look for. And Chewy just it wasn't going to happen. So I felt Chewy was a short, and I told everyone that it would go back down to $31 a share and under. And I wrote it in writing here, and I said WWW, WW. I would short it. I'm sorry, where is it? Chewy. I would short at. I think this will fully gap fill back to 33 and under. I also cautioned the traders in case they didn't want to cover their full position. To me, because this was a simply pop and gap fill. If it snapped 32.50, there was an area I was looking for that if it did that, it come quick to 31. So you get an extra paycheck on top of that. And so what I did is I put that in writing and then we executed the trade. And here it is. We started shorting around the 34 range. We snapped it to 33. It came. But now here comes the big snap I was looking for. See this 32.50 area right here? I said once it snaps it, it'll come to 31 quick. And if you look, 32.50 right there, and it snapped and hit 31 in a blink. So it was a really nice execution trade. Really, really cool. Another stock that we did today that wasn't on anybody's books was GLPG. I love this stock today. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was thin. This is the kind of stock you take 100 shares, maybe 200 shares. We had a huge gap up this morning, and after doing research, I couldn't determine why it was up. So therefore, I felt, well, why don't we go ahead and at least get 5 to 6 points to the downside? So I want you to see how I wrote this up under our notable ideas right here. GLPG. This is gapping up on no news. I'm really highlighting to the trader, like, look, this is up on nothing. So if you have a few hundred shares, and you can grab some, do a limit order and start getting filled. I actually told people, traders, to start shorting at 185. I told them to give it room to 187. So if it hits 186, don't worry. And then you're going to get about 4 to 6 points on the pullback. And then it'll bottom curl. It's not going to gap fill. I never said that. Okay. But I did tell them, like, watch for a 4 to 6 pullback. Now, $4 to $6, that's a lot of money. If you have 200 shares, that's $800. 200 shares on 6 is 1,200. All right, with 20,000 buying power, $1,200 is a good payday on one trade, and all you have to do is wait for it to set up. And it was already setting up for you in pre-market. So if you had 100 shares at 185 and it popped at the open, you added 100 more, scaled in. Your average was about 186. Now you wait for the 6-point payoff. And here's the trade. Here's the 185 fill per my pre-market notes to go in there short 100 shares. Popped at the open towards the 187. You have a 186.50. Now you have to count. You need 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. You've already covered 4. 1, 5, 6. You see the 180 mark? See the 186.50, 187, 180.74. 6-point trade. All you had to do was wait for it. And why didn't I say it would gap fill? Simply the fact that it would not gap fill at all. And then right here, I'm going to give you another one before I get out of here. Okay? We did a stock called Skechers. I don't know if you played it, but we did. This was all in the earnings report. Okay? Now, Skechers had blowout earnings, blowout revs, upside guidance. They did everything right, so they should be rewarded today. However, Skechers hasn't seen 40 in a while. I want you to look at a 6-month chart. You see that? In 6 months, they haven't seen 40. So 40 is really the pinnacle of this stock. And I kind of know that. And here's a 1 year. You see, 40 is just, they need to be rewarded, but it's not going to go more than 40. And the analyst told us this morning, we had U.S. Bank saying 50, which is kind of ridiculous. I think they were kind of left field. And the lowest one, I think, was KeyBank at 30 or 32. So I felt very strongly that this stock would sell back off and come right back down. So, but I also felt it was going to come right back up once it gap filled because it was a $40. I felt that the 40 was the area. And if you look at the call right here on Skechers, okay, I wanted to get a short squeeze at the open. Now you have to understand the stock was still sitting in pre-market at $39, 39.20. So I felt the stock would squeeze at the open through 40, scale in short, and then I want to sell it off to 37. All right, it's not going to gap fill to 34.84, but at least to 37. I wanted to get a nice yank and pull on it, then bottom curl it, and then run it right back. All right. All right. So this should remain strong all day and thick. So don't fight it if it doesn't break. Right now, I like to see it rip and then pull back, settle, and then long. All right, for 2 more points. All right, so I want you to see how we set it up. It was a beautiful setup. So the market opens, ding, 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 ding. Here's the opening bell, and bam, right through 40. You see it? Once it got through 40, we were scaling in a short. Now we wanted to pull back, and we slammed it. Why would we get a pullback on earnings play that was so good? Profit taking. Got a lot of traders holding it 30, 32, 33, 34, that retail that want to get out. I anticipated that. The only thing I did wrong on this call was I anticipated 37 on a decent pullback, and it ended up at 38.52. But once that came in, the bottom was in. Brandy called it out in her room. We went long, and it ran 2 more points to the upside. And now you can see it's coming right back down. Just an absolutely beautiful trade today on Skechers. A lot of you guys, traders, don't play buyouts or takeovers or rumors. I want to show you one that we do in here. Um, it's the Red Robin. I don't know who, if you know who they are, but they are Red Robin. Okay, so before I was dieting, oh my God, their hamburgers are to die for. I mean, just honestly, who's going to buy them? I mean, who's going to buy them? Red Robin. Anyway, there's just there's certain iconic things like Pepsi and McDonald's. I mean, Red Robin came up with theirs. Every time I think of Red Robin, I have to sing it. Oh, you like that plate? Red Robin. Okay, it is. But their food is oh, if you don't want to diet, go there. Okay, because their hamburgers, I'm telling you, just to die for. All right, so Red Robin, basically in their highlight, if you read the news on it, they in right here it said RRGB that they had Vintage disclosed an offer to purchase. Okay, well that's nice. You know, um, that's great. That's wonderful. Great. I mean, they disclosed an offer. It doesn't mean it's done. It's not set in stone. There's no commitment. There's no deposit. There's no escrow opened. There's just it. You know what it says to me? Short. I mean, that's all it says to me. Pure short. All I got to do is get in there at the opening bell, clobber it with size, add on any pop, take it down. So that's what I said. RRGB. RRGB. Where are you? RRGB. Where'd you go? There it is, number 4 pick. This is going to gap fill back to 32. That's just what I see. So scale in short, let it pop, whatever you want, size in, and take it down. The key is it's just going to be a short all day. You want to see how it played out? Here's the short right here. Pop it down. I said 36 at the open. It hit 35.88. I wanted 32. It hit 33.36. Just an absolutely well done, well executed trade. And we did a lot of other things. I mean, we did crowd. Crowd was fun. Oh, let's just do crowd because I think I'll finish with crowd. Crowd was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. It was my big payday today for me. I was so proud of this call. And crowd, I even said yesterday it was going to probably surprise on earnings, but I didn't want anyone playing it into earnings because I wanted to size in on the short side on the back side of the stock today. I nailed crowd and I sized in within range that I felt comfortable with. Phenomenal trade. And what I did it was gapping up, as you can see, from 74 to 88. That is a huge, huge gap up. I felt crowd would have some serious profit taking, but I definitely knew the stock would not gap fill. So I was watching um, this $80 area as a base. There's no way with those kind of earnings it was gonna give the full gap, and I knew that as a day trader, and experience. And I've never traded crowd on earnings because it's the first time. But because you're dealing with a trader that's been doing this for 16 fucking years, I know this shit. I got it. I got you. Right? So I'm gonna hold your hand on this trade. And this was a trade I had to hold hands, and I didn't mind. All right, crowd. This is gonna be a short sell off to 80. You're done. The man spoke. That's it. Don't argue. That's it. You're done. If he goes through 87, start shorting. If it gets to 87, pops to 89, let it. No matter what, this is coming down to 80. I couldn't have been more fucking clear on a call where it's going. $80 a fucking share. That's all you needed to know, right? I told you they beat, they're up 16, and they're coming right back down to 80. It's up to you how much you want to do. This is why we can size in on trades that we know where it's going to go. But you don't know, but I know. We know when we're in our room, and then the magic happens. Pure fucking utter magic. Take 250 shares short and slam it. And within, I don't know, 5 minutes of the opening bell, 250 shares, and you slammed 7 points. You do the math. Imagine 500 shares short, 7 points, 3,500 for the day, with $41,000 buying power. You're done. This is the most beautiful trade. I've just, it was beautiful. You have to be speechless when you look at something like this. I didn't say long the stock. Long the stock, yeah, long the stock. It's going to go to $95 a share. It's not what I said. Fucking short it to 80. Boom. And on that note, that's why we're called Awesome Calls Trading. I want to thank you for joining us today. It was a wonderful Friday. I want to thank the chat room for rewarding me the 100% mark. I'm going to really work hard for it on Monday. I love you all. We are Awesome Calls Trading. We are the best chat room on the fucking planet. Nobody does what we do. Nobody can do what we do. All they can do is copy and paste and write our coattails. But at the end of the day, the calls start here. It all starts right here. And that's why so many great traders in our room do videos, webinars, educations. That's why we get over 100 reviews a day. I mean, this is the room. This is who we are. This is our identity. And I can't be more prouder of the group of people that we have in here, and we're growing. Like I said, we're not growing to get sheep. All right, we're growing to get professional day traders. That's why the room grows. I think this week, so far, over 43 people have joined the room in the last 19 days. Uh, and we have a few more annuals coming in as well. My point is the room is growing. It's getting big. We're doing well. And it's because we're consistent. And that's the key to day trading. In order to survive in this world, you got to be consistent. So you need to be around consistent traders that do this every single day of their life so they can help you become that consistent trader. And that's what we're doing. All right. I love you all. Be well, be good, be safe. Enjoy your weekend. And come Monday, we're going to hit it hard again. We have earnings in play. It's going to be a wonderful time to trade. And just click over here on any of our things. Click right here and boom, become a member. 25 for a day, 100 for a week, and $6.75 per day, or $197 for a month. And I do not ever do free trials. I do not work for free. I never have. I never will. Uh, I just don't. The room is too valuable. In one day, you can make thousands of dollars in here if you know what you're doing. So, okay. Take care. God bless, and I will see you Monday morning. Enjoy your weekend. Take care. Bye.